Intro. In the early 1980s, Seattle and Tacoma were shaken by a case that would become one of the most extensive serial investigations in American history. The man at the center of it all was Gary Ridgway, later known as the Green River Killer. Scene 1, Discovery. In 1982, authorities found several victims near the Green River in Washington state. The pattern suggested someone was deliberately targeting vulnerable individuals in the area. Police began a large task force believing a single person was responsible. Scene 2, A City in Fears. More victims were found in wooded areas and remote locations. Families grew concerned. The community was on high alert. Law enforcement faced intense pressure to identify who was behind the disappearances. Scene 3, First suspicion. Early in the investigation, Gary Ridgway, a quiet truck painter, was interviewed. He lived a simple life and blended into his surroundings. He denied involvement, and without strong evidence, investigators couldn't hold him. Scene 4, Years of Frustration. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, the case dragged on. Technology was limited and clues were difficult to track. Officers worked for decades, chasing leads, interviewing hundreds of people, and analyzing countless pieces of evidence. Scene 5, DNA changes. Everything. By the early 2000s, forensic science had advanced dramatically. Investigators reviewed old evidence using new DNA testing techniques. This breakthrough finally connected Gary Ridgway to multiple victims. Scene 6, The Arrest. In 2001, nearly 20 years after the case began, police arrested Ridgway at his workplace. The updated forensic results were strong enough to charge him. Scene 7, Court case. Ridgway eventually admitted responsibility for many of the victims, making the case one of the most chilling in U.S. criminal history. He cooperated with investigators to avoid the death penalty, helping authorities locate remains in previously unknown locations. Scene 8, Sentencing. In 2003, Gary Ridgway was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of release. His case became one of the largest and most complex investigations in American law enforcement history. Scene 9, Legacy of the case. The Green River investigation led to major changes in how missing person cases are handled. It pushed improvements in DNA technology, databases, and tracking patterns across multiple jurisdictions. The Green River Killer case remains a stark reminder that some of the most dangerous people can appear ordinary. Follow and subscribe for more real unsolved crime cases, solved mysteries, and shocking investigations.